What's good, everybody? What's going on, man? It's Stephen Qualls II, aka Mr. Qualified. It's your boy. And we're back for another episode of Just Checking In. We're gonna redo that because that's not how we open this pod.
No, it's not.
That's not. I was halfway in and I was like, that's not how we do this pod.
I'm gonna let you rock out. She gonna cut it, but I'm gonna let you rock out.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm gonna cut again. It did.
Hey, what's good, bro? I was just checking in with you.
What's good, bro? Checking in another week. What's good? This week we got a special guest. Qualls, you want to introduce him, bro?
Of course. Well, I kind of just talk him up a little bit. I'll let him give his name himself. But
For sure.
one of my good homies, one of the homies, if you know, you feel me. But go ahead, Tezo 3K. Let them know who you is, brother.
What up, y'all? I'm Cortez. That's all I got. We gonna get into some things. That's all.
No, for sure. We wanted to bring Cortez on for this episode specifically to talk about a little something that a lot of rappers gonna have to face one day. A lot of people in general gonna have to face. Let's just say that. Actors, actresses, whatever art you fall under, you're gonna have to face it one day. And that is gracefully falling off. Or retirement. However, whichever one you want to use.
Wait, you said people don't retire for real. You said people don't really be retired.
So Jay-Z.
You gracefully fall off.
Yeah, but we gotta tell the people who this is about though, because you know this.
See, I don't want to do that though, because I ain't trying to say it's about her, but it's about her.
It's not about
it came up because of her.
Yeah. It inspired
so you
by.
Can have many examples, but she's the main Nicki Minaj.
For sure.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like we kind of been having this conversation about Nicki probably for maybe the last 3 years, maybe
at least.
Like really having it in terms of like more so like what's going on. Like what exactly are we supposed to do with this? I will say it right now. I'm not a barb. I'm not a Nicki stan. I respect Nicki. Do not get me wrong. This is not me sitting here saying I don't know where Nicki stands in music. I'm not saying that. But if we talking about the tail end of her career, my biggest thing, and Tez, you know this, we've had this conversation before. My biggest thing when it comes to having this conversation about Nicki now is that the main argument is like the legend argument, like this GOAT argument, this best woman rapper of all time argument. And that's not the conversation I really be having. I'm not getting into the weeds of that because her status as far as the things she's accomplished, like the lanes that she's paved, I would never take that away. But as far as where she's at right now, I just don't think she is at the place that a lot of Nicki fans that I've at least seen or heard put her, because they still feel like she is. It's almost like I won't say y'all say she's in her prime, but y'all still kind of treat her like she in her prime. And she is not. She's just not. That's just where I stand on that. That's my
I get that, but I feel like female rap now is kind of like its own genre, And so in the mainstream, to her, she feels like she's number one because she is still accomplishing more than them. So for her, in her mind, she's like, if I'm still getting more money than y'all, if I'm still selling, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's not as much as what she was doing, but she's still going double plat. She's still going triple plat. That's still making her money because she got a good contract. So in her mind, she probably like, if I can still decently rap, I still have fans, I can still make money, and I'm still rapping better than mainly all these main girls. Why do I have to leave? Because I'm 40? Because plus she still got a contract. She still got 2 more albums.
That's what There
That's
we go.
tough.
Thank you for
So
answering the question that I wondered. I was
so
wondering
it's
how many
also she
albums
had
she
to
had.
finish our contract. So this our 5th album, and then I think she gonna do the label, and then probably release her 6th album probably like in 10 years, because she gonna let her label try to get her label rocking. This is me thinking, but she about to release the album. She has to. So yeah,
So
that's just my thought.
I never realized how this works, but is your contract solely per album, or is there like a time frame?
It's what they count as an album.
It's what they count as an album. So like she just released that compilation album. That don't count as an album.
Mm-hmm.
The mixtape that she released for Beat Me Up, when she just re-released it in 2021, that don't count as an album, I don't think. So she still got 2 more.
That's tough. Well,
all right, y'all ready?
We ready for it. I'm ready for it, bro.
All right. So just based off of the past few weeks, literally, I ain't even gonna say the past few weeks. That's a lie. The past 2 years at least. For me, just watching Nicki, whenever I see her perform, speak. Yeah, we'll just keep it at that. Perform and speak. It's just been like, I understand that we have to, respect where she is. But it's kind of just like how dare you speak to me? How dare you look at me? How dare you talk to me? Like, it's like, she's so much better than everybody else. You get what I'm saying? And at this point in her career, you not at that point where, like, you've made it to that point, but how can you still behave like that? Does she feel as if she deserves to behave like that? Is that what it is? Because I think that's what's making everybody feel like, all right, Nicki falling off. Because her music is like, and I guess you just said like she's still going triple platinum, double platinum. I'm unaware of that. I think majority of people is unaware of that, because it's like, well, shit, her last
Like
album,
Queen.
was
People
what?
thought Queen was like, but it's double plat. It's double plat, triple plat.
Which
That's
don't make
cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
But
so like
even
people
that was
still buying her music.
2018.
That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but that's 2018. So that falls outside of the time frame that I'm saying. So
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, that's cool. I liked a few songs off the album for sure. I ain't gonna lie. Like she got that John with the Weeknd on that motherfucker. Yeah, that shit straight. So like, I listen to it and
I
shit
get
like
what
that.
you're saying.
Yeah, it's more so like, how can you behave like that? And I think that's what has people more so like on her ass, like with the weight gain recently. And like, she a woman.
But that's not fair.
That's respectable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad at it. She a woman. Like, she go through different weight
Yeah, that's what I'm
fluctuations and shit like that.
saying.
I understand that. But it's like, it's such a targeted attention on her because of the nastiness and stuff like that, I think.
But do you also feel the fact that like, because sometimes she is getting attacked, that in her mind, I know she's a little bit of a lunatic. I know she is. Like, but I've been following her since 2007, so I know. It's just more so, I also feel like, I do think she felt like certain things in the industry has done her wrong, because she like, I think in her mind, she feel like people are not realizing like a lot of what she did in the music industry, like her impact, that sometimes I think she has to continue to, in her mind, tell people like, yeah, I don't know like what I did for the female rap game, i.e. like streaming rights, i.e. people, like more female rappers being around. In her mind, I do think that she's like, damn, nobody giving me my credit, so I'm gonna continue to say I'm the queen, this, that, and the third. And I know she can be like narcissistic, but I think in her mind, she felt like she did a lot of the hard work, and she has the fans to prove it. She has these accolades, so I think that's a little bit to why she acts like that. That's what I think.
No,
And so,
sure.
like I said before, she still is successful, still making decent money, millions still. So she just feel like, I think in her mind, she think I can still make music and I can still say what I want in my raps.
No,
I
I
know
get
that was.
that.
I know what you're saying about the Rolling Loud thing. That's embarrassing. I understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nicki always was the one to repeat her bars. That's embarrassing. I understand that, but I still enjoy her music.
Yeah, but like,
That's just how she is. I don't like that part of her, but I'm still a fan of her music. So that's why I'd be like, yeah, she kind of right because she did this, she did that, and she's still outselling most of the female rappers.
okay,
So.
now with that, I can see like another lady that was recently in the news for her attitude with Shaka Khan. So I understand like the older generations come from that. Like, nah, I earned this. You get what I'm saying? So I could talk
But
like
she's
how I
New
want to talk.
York. She a New York girl.
True,
And so I think
true.
that also plays a part because I know people be thinking like, oh, when she want to be gangster, Nicki really been in the hood. She grew up in Queens, so she really been like that. And people be wondering like with her recent release, like why she talking like this, but she really do be she
Oh
really do
yeah.
be out. That's also because of her husband, who I'm not a fan of either. So like you know what I'm saying? I dislike some of her choices, but in my mind, that's her. You know what I'm saying? And I already told Steve this. Like I let her do her because I feel like she did put in the hard work. And some of the things that she do be like screaming her head off, i.e., like the Grammys Pilato. I think she made a point. She just came off wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because that
Mhm.
makes sense. So yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
just went on a rant.
Oh no, trust me. It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
to be expected, also.
But yeah, I think I agree. Now the antics, I think the antics part is now because if Nicki was if she was just dropping music, like
Then
chilling,
that would be
dropping music,
fine. Yeah.
you might have nothing to say. But I think we looking at the antics like why is you beefing with these? Like why is you beefing with these people? Like
And
her,
that's just
granted,
like
I don't know the details. I don't know the details. I don't care about
no,
it.
yeah.
But
That's just
what?
her attitude too. And I don't like because like you said, she always thinks she just that bitch. So I think if she feel like you disrespect her, then she just gonna start dissing you in her music.
I ain't gonna lie. That video of her blowing weed in the back of the Royce and then having the fans take pictures and record off that was crazy too. Like, I don't know
But
if it's she gotta relax. She gotta put the weed down. Like
yeah,
if it's just weed, which I don't think it is, but if it's just weed, she gotta put the weed down.
she not on coke, yeah, I
No.
promise.
I ain't saying coke, but
She
her
do be
30,
on,
I
yeah,
just popped
she
the
on,
perk
yeah, she be
30.
on coke. Yeah, I do admit. And she be rapping about it. So I do agree she shouldn't have been smoking around them, but she'd be comfortable around the bar. She really do. They just be talking. But one of the people was like trying to get on her record label, and she was like, no.
No, for
I do
sure.
think, yeah. I was gonna say the record label for her makes sense though. I think that's long overdue, actually.
Like,
I mean,
I don't
Yeah.
it's
think
been in the works for a while, I know, but yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think
for
people
sure.
realize how rich she is. So I think she just been waiting to for real get into this business stuff. I think she has some like bad failures at times. So I think she just been waiting for real.
Yeah, I mean, and shit, from what I know, she got screwed in the first couple of record deals, right? So like
Mhm.
figuring out the business and all that makes sense for sure. What I wonder is though, I understand that during Nicki's run, there was no other women. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people try to put in, she had her spat with Remy. She had the ghost of Lil Kim. You get what I'm saying? Like, 'cause Lil Kim wasn't physically there no more for real.
Not the ghost.
But I mean, that's what I would call it for real. But at the same time, I look at like and this is different eras, of course. I look at a MC Light. I look at a Queen Latifah. I look at both of them and I'm like, well, shit, they were some of the first to do what they did during their time. I look at a Missy Elliott. She was the first to do what she did during her time. And I look at their careers and how they moved and how we still hold them where they were at and they'll never be pulled down. But as far as like continuation of music and everything, we didn't even look as a fail. Like Missy Elliott last album, don't know what it was, don't care what it was, in the moment when it dropped, it was a moment. For that moment, it had it, it left, but she's still who she is. She ain't fall off. You give them like the conversation isn't around her falling off. It's not about retirement. She's here when she's here. When she gone, she gone. And I feel like Nicki could have had that, but at this point, I don't think that's possible. And it's not even I don't think that's possible. I think she's ruining that, like with what she's doing now.
I can see what you're saying, but I also think she feel like she getting good press. So I don't. That's why I think she's still out here making music.
Does she need the press though? I guess that would be my thing. Like, does she
Yeah,
need?
because it's
I
all
get. I
press,
get.
good
All
press.
press.
I think she needs it because she still has to release music. She still contract, in that contract. So like for her to, i.e., like same with Drake. Drake continuously release album after album, each year to stay relevant. To stay relevant.
Yeah.
With her, she do singles, and then sometimes she's in these spats with these girls. So I think that helps her continue to low-key sell her music because people still think that she's a good talent. Like I think people still hold her to high regards. Even like with this recent song, people, what I'm saying, people will still, if you have people dissecting your bars or like your music of like if it's a double entendre, triple entendre, that means you at least doing some kind of rapping. You know what I'm saying? So people still hold her to high regards as somewhat to her music. So I think it's just she contractually still has to make 2 albums. She thinks she's the queen. She get into these spats. Yeah, is to some people is like a bad image, but overall she still feel like because she has millions of fans and she's getting all this love that she can continue to do what she's doing. And I'm not saying that's good in any way, but in my eyes, I still think that she's a great talent. So that's why I enjoy her music. Because sometimes, as a person, as a musical artist, I try to separate the two. But like sometimes I can see the good because she is human. So I can see the good of what she did. Like, you know what I'm saying? She be giving scholarships out and shit like that. So people don't see that, but then y'all see the bad. So I think it just, the press and her attitude.
Okay, so do you think that it's possible for her to gracefully fall off or retire? Do you think either one of those are possible, or will like she have to continuously like be in some sort of media to be relevant?
I think she will gracefully fall off probably with the 6th album, to be honest. I think the 5th album, right now, she not, I guess she's beefing with Meg, but I think that's just long. I think that's long history because they've been throwing shots at each other back and forth since 2021. So, and I think that's because, just long story short, in 2019, Hot Girl Summer came out. Meg was on live for her, begging for or not begging, but she was asking for the verse. So she got the verse, and then she was kind of shading Cardi on the live. Meg was. So Nicki just felt like that was fake because she did WAP in 2020. So that's why she don't like no more. I think that's the reason, just in my mind. But anyway, so she beefing with Meg, I guess. But besides this, that's the only, I guess, spat that you see.
But she beefing with Mulatto too again?
She had to talk to her about her in Hellas. So I don't know if they beefing or not, or if they,
Shit, I don't know.
But I think that was it really should have been a misunderstanding. But like I said, when Nicki feel like you disrespect her, then the Sag in her, she just gonna not like you anymore. But yeah.
I guess I get it, and I get that for every argument you could make on the side of Nicki either not gracefully like falling off or gracefully retiring. Like you have another side where it's like, well, no, there probably is some things that if we're a casual fan, if we're just not like a fan that's like kept up with her and kept up with her past music, we wouldn't know. I guess my biggest thing is like, I think she has reached that level where she should be chilling. So even for her to feel like that's her way of press, I just feel like, bro, you could be doing so many other things to be getting press. Because
Steve,
she is that big. Like she's that big. She's that big to where these beefs feel very beneath where we hold her.
No, for sure.
No, I agree. No, I promise you, I do.
Yeah,
Because
that's the only
I
part that
remember,
like confuses. Yeah, go ahead.
y'all seen the Ebro Apple Music interview? They were talking about her. The
Yeah.
girl that he was, I guess, the co-host, she was like, I don't know why she's shooting down.
Nadeska.
What's her name?
Nadeska.
Yeah, Nadeska. Yeah, she said that. She said, I don't know why she's shooting down, continuously down. I was like, yeah, I agree. But she feel like I feel like she thinks she a dude, and for real. So she thinks like she got to show that she just the boss.
But that's interesting to say because like I look at the other two, well, two of the like four, I guess. Two of the other big prominent people in her group or group that she used to be in, Young Money, Cash Money, Billionaires, Lil Wayne and Drake. Like, I guess Drake could be seen as doing a similar thing with like a Meek Mill situation. But how long ago was that? What beef has he been in since then? And where is his career? Who?
Pusha T.
That's gonna be forever. and that stems more so. No, I agree, but that stems more so from the Lil Wayne situation. Like he inherited beef for real. Like that's Lil Wayne beef, but Drake took over Lil Wayne's spot. So now Pusha got beef with Drake. Like
That's not, but they still beefing.
Drake, well, no, Drake had beef with Pusha. That's what it was.
Or maybe that's what the situation was.
He didn't inherit it though. Like Drake inherited the beef. I just feel like Drake shouldn't have stepped in it when he did. Like I just feel like he fell into a trap for real.
I don't remember the first incident, to be honest.
But I also feel like she felt like that's how the rap game should be, because of back then with the 90s girls, they were beefing all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's who she looked up to Foxy, and she did look up to Kim. I do think so. And so it's like she see that they were beefing, and so they all from New York. So I think that's just she think that she got to be beefing with these girls to maybe test them. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Be a culture niggas don't understand.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I don't know.
I just be wondering because I'm like I was about to say shit. I be looking at Drake's career. Like Drake recently started talking about retiring, and like just the process. Like okay, Drake probably has 2 to 3 albums left, maybe 4 at the most because he just re-signed a new contract. But the transition, like we seeing him be a father. You know what I'm saying? So he probably gonna have one of them albums is gonna be a family album. He gonna get it off. You know what I'm saying? It may be a 444 or it might be a Chance the Rapper ass album. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. He might love his wife. I mean, but we gonna get it at some point. So I'm like, just the transition that he's making, like this is a businessman. Like regardless of what rap music, shit, dance music, whatever music he's releasing, he's a businessman. So he's made that transition that when I put this mic down, y'all gonna see me as this: a dad, a businessman, a Nike representative, a player, a nigga that's not gonna get married because I got 42 rings on my neck and shit. Like, and that's not nothing to do with like a career or anything like that. But I'm just looking at it like, or even a Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the best rapper alive, never gave up the moniker, never let anybody else take it. You know, he fell off for a little not gracefully. He fell off hard. Couldn't get his music out. Shit was begging Jay-Z had to give him some cheese, help him out that situation and shit with Birdman.
Yeah.
He got back on. And I think right now, majority of rap fans just look at Lil Wayne as Lil Wayne again. Like they don't look at him as Lil Wayne that fell off. They don't look at him as Lil Wayne that fell off, got back on. They look at him as that's Lil Wayne. Like he's still like that. Like he older and he's still like that. But like for him, he can stop at any time. He ain't even got to drop a Carter 6 if he don't want to, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more what it looks like for me. Like I look at Lil Wayne, it's like what it looks like. A Drake is what it looks like. Shit, even Tiger. Shit, Tiger fell off. You know what I'm saying? But he'll be back on in a couple of years with another hit. And that'll ride him off for that year and a half or that year. And then he'll go fuck somebody baby mama or go get a white girl or do whatever the fuck you need to do for some more attention. But I don't think like it's in comparison, it's just wild to look at the other members in this camp. And then it's like, damn, she the only female. So it's like, that's one thing. So you can't really compare all these other niggas and what they dealing with because she is a female. But then it's like, she's the only female. And she got to go through this. Like I feel empathetic and sympathetic in some points for her because it's like, damn, like, I want her to gracefully, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying all of these things to tear her down or anything. Like, I want her to gracefully retire. I want her to be held in this regard. I want her to be in all the movies and have like shit, maybe even Nicki Minaj, they turn Queen Radio into an actual podcast and that be something that's on Revolt TV or on BT, you get what I'm saying? Or like she get a label and really had a next star. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she goes and does some work with Lola Brooke or something like that. Like, I want her to be able to do that. But with her attitude and everything that she does, I just wonder if that's possible or if people will even entertain it if she was to change at this point. I know I just said a lot, so I'll let y'all guys marinate on that.
I was gonna say, I think if she did change, I think people would accept it or be like, you know, would welcome it if she did change. I think the bigger question mark is like to points that Tez has made, if this is just who Nicki is. And when you think about everything, it's like, she from New York, that's her personality. If you want to throw the Sag part in there, cool. But like, if that's just her personality and she ain't turned it off by this point, with almost every reason to turn it off in regards to her, like, you know, gracefully falling off or retiring, this is not something I'm necessarily expecting, which then just leads it to be like, I guess every person got to answer that for themselves. But like, if we can make both points, like musically, like, or music wise, if we having a music conversation, you know where you putting her. And then if we having this conversation of why she doing all the antics and doing all this, it don't make sense and it may never will. All right, cool. That's where she at. Does the antics side outweigh where we already kind of like have her and we're just saying we don't like the fact that she's kind of ruining her reputation in the sense of like, reputation. Yeah, because at the end of the day, she could ruin her reputation. Yeah. But if we having a music conversation, we still gonna say outside of all the other BS.
But will we though? Because we just had this conversation in a different context. We had it in sports, and we talked about Dwight Howard. And Ken tried to argue for Dwight Howard and where he should be held in regard, but we kept knocking him because of where his career went after he was held at that regard. And I know that's wild. I know that's wild to compare basketball with Nicki Minaj, but I'm just looking at it like, well, shit, can we?
No, I'm saying, so even if we're using that comparison, I think when Ken answered your question, in my mind, he was never going to be right because there's no conversation where he's top 3. Now, if you would ask top 5 or top 10, and it was just like a general, more open field, then yeah, I don't got no argument. But you trying to argue him top 3, and I'm like, nah, like there's 2 to 3 people, There's 2 people that by far, like undoubtedly, have a better career, and you could argue are more skilled than he was. So even if
the argument always comes down to like when we talking top, it always comes down to overall career. Like it might be some highlights within that career, but the start of your career to the end of your career, what the fuck did you do? And I don't mean to cuss, but what the fuck did you do? You get what I'm saying? Like what you do within that span, everything. You had some flops. We got to acknowledge that.
So you saying that basically the antics we can't remove for the sake of
because I feel like they've been so significant. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like they've been so significant, at least since 2014.
But I mean, I don't think y'all see it as some of these rappers attacking her, i.e. Remy. That woman,
respectable.
she literally was on Ebro the week before Sheether saying Nicki Minaj did not do anything to me, and I don't got no reason to diss her. Then 8 days later, you release Sheether. What the hell? So that's what I'm saying. Like some of these girls, they really do be
I feel like
attacking
it was
her.
business behind that shit though.
But that's not okay. Yeah, but that's still not cool.
No,
So
but what I'm saying is
dissing people, and then you got to be like, oh, why she dissing Remy? Because she just got an 8-minute diss track.
no, for sure. But I think that was business behind that situation. I think in some situations Nicki Minaj has been involved in, they seem like some shit might have happened behind the closed doors, and we might not be privy to. Now, I could be just stretching it, but in that situation, it was weird though.
She do not fuck with Remy at all no more. She even asked her to be on the fucking on her album, and Remy said no.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Wait,
like
so, Tez, in that context, because we've all acknowledged that a lot of, in general, not even just from not being a bar, but like trying to understand the beefs, because 9 times out of 10, like Nicki is shooting down. So what beefs has Nicki had where you would say they weren't really her fault? So her response, or what we saw that we're saying are antics or things of that nature, may not be on her. It may just be her responding to, like, she got attacked first, so we can't look at her response per se as antics or her being on BS, because she just protected herself, if you will.
Yeah. So I think both her and Lil Kim, they just did not like each other, and Lil Kim didn't like that Nicki was coming up saying that she's taking the spot. So that's why they started beefing with each other in music. That was like mutual. I 100% agree that. What was I about to say?
Who's after Kim?
Yeah, it had to be Remy, right? That'd be the next wave.
No, 20. Yeah, she didn't beef with nobody. See, thank y'all. So from 2010 to 2014 or 2017, she wasn't beefing with nobody. And then I know you said it was barely any female rappers, but we gotta acknowledge Young and May. We gotta acknowledge Dej Loaf. We gotta acknowledge Iggy Azalea. They all had
moments.
Hits. They all had hits though. But y'all said she's the only one. They still have moments while she was still here. You know what I'm saying? So she wasn't the only one. She was just the most dominant one because she had fans.
I wouldn't, but even the 3 you just named,
yeah, I wouldn't put them.
I'm not thinking
them next to Nicki.
I'm just saying they are considered female rappers, and they had a successful, like, you know what I'm saying, run, like you said, a year to a year and a half. While Nicki was still being dominant, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can't say there wasn't no other female rappers. Nicki was just doing it better because she already had the talent before. You know what I'm saying? Because she gained her fans genuinely. Anyway,
that is tough. The reason I'm going to defend myself, that is tough. The reason why I said that is because, like, in Nicki's XXL freshman list, what other female is there?
Yeah.
Well, she was on her own cover.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know.
She wasn't on the freshman magazine. She declined it, her and Drake, because they got their own cover.
That makes a lot of sense though for that.
So from that point, like right there, so because you said Young May, you said Dej Loaf, those are people that popped in for a year. They had that good year run. Like there was nobody that was there around the time within 3 years of her start. Huh?
Why do y'all blame Nicki for that?
No. I don't blame.
It's just a reality. It's just a reality by herself.
Yeah.
So when people make it, so to the point that you just tried to make but to the point that you were saying in regards to like there were these other rappers, like no, like we all are saying like nah, like when Nicki came out, we started pushing like Nicki in that direction. She was
already up there.
There was no other artist close to. We were none of the 3 artists you named were we ever pushing like they next. Young and May was never deemed to be next. Neither was Dej.
Young and May can rap, and that's what niggas respect about Young and May. Young and May for sure can lyricist rap. You get what I'm saying? Bar for bar, she can rap. But that's all niggas ever said about Young and May. Niggas never said Young and May was the next Nicki, was gonna be a star. None of that. They said she could rap. Dej Loaf, she had potential. Not gonna lie. Her going away kind of fucked up everything.
She with a longer run she could have had
in that little Dirk situation. That shit. both of them two situations kind of fucked it up for her. Who's the third person that you mentioned?
Iggy Azalea. She had
Iggy
two.
Azalea. Iggy Azalea she's in the top 5. I just looked this shit up earlier. She's in the top 5 most selling women worldwide.
Yeah.
She like third on the list, bro. So Iggy Azalea tough. I ain't gonna lie, but
though.
she's also white, and we can't ignore that. You get what I'm saying? Like a white girl rapping decent beats behind the T.I. writing for you. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out.
Tip got her sounding mad intelligent.
No bullshit.
But
okay, so we talking about beefs. We talking about beefs. So between 2010
antics, actually.
Antics. Okay, so between 2010 and 2017, she was not in any antics. She just had her relationships. So Meek, Safari, I knew about her breaking up.
We can't do that.
There were some antics in there.
Antics in there.
There were some antics.
What antics?
There's definitely a lot of situations popped off. I want to say some situations popped off with Safari. Some situations popped off at the Breakfast Club during that time. Joe Budden podcast situation happened.
Okay,
like
the Breakfast Club. Let's bring it up. Y'all don't think she was right about them not being prepared? As journalists yourselves, if you are interviewing somebody and you don't know the material that you are asking the artist, why is she there?
Nobody is ever saying Nicki Minaj is wrong in how she feels. We only say how she goes about it.
But I feel like that's where it. Yes, she can go about it strongly, but she also makes a point. I feel like y'all don't sometimes acknowledge the point.
The point in terms of how she feels.
So I think that's how she feels too, and so that's why she probably acts the way she do.
No, and I understand that, but behaving with emotion first never really gets anybody anywhere. Yeah. What was you gonna say, Qualls?
No, I was just gonna say, in terms of like her not feeling validated, I can get the train, like the process of I don't feel validated, so I have to kind of take it a step further because y'all kind of playing in my face, making it seem like I'm tripping and y'all doing.
Yeah, but she's not so crazy. But yeah,
so, and I think even as we discuss in antics, I
just think there's a lot of those situations though, where like she has an issue with something. It may not be discussed the right way, but we just see her reaction to whatever the issue was. And then we may hear about the explanation 5-10 years later down the road. Because a lot of things that you even said within this conversation, I wasn't privy to. So like I might have gotten one side and just only seen what the internet showed to me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan, so I'm not gonna look into like what and I ain't saying I'm not a fan of her. Like I like her music or whatever, but I'm not a stan, I'm not a barb or any of that. So like I'm not gonna look into it. I'm not gonna get on Queen's Court and listen to like her talk about it or whatever. Yeah, like I'm not gonna listen to Queen radio and like hear her defend it and shit. So like I wouldn't know unless I have a conversation with a fan or something like that. Or if she came out and just said it the way she need to say it.
Yeah.
Which she has the platform to do, which I guess is more so like, since she has the ability to speak on it and let us hear it from her, I'd be more confused when she play into like all the other stuff going on or play into people trying to make it more drama when it don't have to be. If something went down, you got a platform where you can address it whenever you feel like it, like whenever you want to, and you could address it like in your own words. But the back and forth or the letting it become this whole thing
is the barbs, bro.
But some people gonna call her pussy if she wait 3 days, like i.e. the Remy Ma situation where she waited 3 days. You know what I'm saying? So like to her, and this is probably the New Yorker her. She probably like, I'm not about to wait. If somebody coming at me, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna address it right here, and she just gonna go back and forth. That's just her. And I'm not saying it's right. I promise you. I'm just saying this is some of the things I know that is wrong about what she's doing for real.
But I think that's part of it too, bro.
Because I have her to a high standard, so I'm like, I know what she can be. I really do. She has so much money already. She could already be a billionaire by now. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the problem is, bro. The barbs. They gassed it. It's too much gas. It's too much gas at this point.
No, and I agree.
Basically, basically throughout throughout all the throughout all the technical difficulties, right? Cortez says that she can gracefully fall off. I think she can do it, but I don't think it could be another 10 years. Like unless she turned around and then
I was exaggerating about 10 years.
maybe you wasn't. It might be 10 years. The way you gotta think.
No one heard.
Has it been 5 years in between the last two albums anyway? Or it would be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This the longest.
Then before then it was 13 to 18, was it not? Or am I tripping?
I don't know. Nicki Minaj has
14,
released 2
18.
albums,
14.
and Nicki Minaj has 3 albums out, right? I'm not. Huh?
She has 4 albums.
4. My bad.
Wait, Roman's Revenge, right?
Pink Friday.
That's cheating.
Friday,
that's the same
Romans
album
Reloaded.
3 times.
That's a whole
my
album.
god.
No. That's the whole new album.
The Reloaded one.
She just named it. Yes.
Okay.
How did she do that?
She wasn't thinking. And then you got the Pink Print. That's the 3rd album, and then you got Queen. That's the 4th album.
Pink Print is the one with Your Love and all that shit.
No, that's the 1st album. That's Pink Friday.
Oh,
Pink Print is feeling myself. Pink Print is feeling myself.
Yeah. Pink Print is
it goes to show you how much Nicki Minaj I listen to. But
I do think she can gracefully fall off, but I think she just has to relax on the antics. I just want her to focus on music. If she does that for the next whatever long she wants to, drop these 2 albums, she can gracefully fall off. Because I do think she's stopping at 6. I do.
all right. I mean, shit. I want her to reach that right now. It's kind of not visible, but hopefully she reaches it.
Oh yeah, I just clean it up, man. Respect.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Like, just because a lot of what you're doing just is so unnecessary for where you are, in my opinion. I ain't nobody. I'm just saying, like, I feel like you could easily be chilling and riding off into the sunset with this. Like,
We just want to see you in a better light, Nicki. That's it.
that's really all it comes down to, for real. But I mean, I don't know. Bars might be the problem. Y'all might have to stop gassing her so much. Y'all might have to bring it down just a little bit.
The barbs are mean as hell. Like, that's why I've been chilling. I ain't said too much. like I ain't saying too much. Niggas know how I feel.
I already know some bars. If they see this, they will attack me still, even for what I said. So it is what it is. I still support her. Like, don't attack. I give her my money, so I am a supporter. Relax, bar. You got to hear the truth sometimes. So, but I still think she can ride off into the sunset. Maybe when her kid continue to get older, maybe he'll spark something in her to,
Ooh,
So
wait for Nicki Minaj
we'll see.
Mommy album. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think people realize the 5th album. I think she does have a lot to say, and hopefully she gets into some more personal things like she did on the Pink Print. I think Queen, she just wanted to talk shit, but the Pink Print, I think that's her most personal album. So hopefully she on some shit like that. I hope.
Yeah, no, I think if she really do come out and is on some storytelling 90s vibe, actually get into her life outside of the answers and everything, it'll definitely be tough. And I think the view of her would change for sure. So
she gotta play it right though.
Nah, for sure. With that being said, Cortez, we appreciate you coming on and being our resident Nicki Minaj stan.
No, for real.
No, for
reasonable stand.
Yeah, reasonable. Yeah.
Very key. Very key. Also, was it wild for me to ask if you identify as a barb? I didn't think that was the wrong verbiage or lingo. I was told that
I don't identify as a barb because I guess you could say I'm a barb because if I'm buying music and I buy her music music. And you know what I'm saying? I support her. So I guess you could say I'm a barb because if I'm supporting her music, but like I said, I would just say I'm a reasonable barb. I know when she's wrong. I know when she needs to clean it up. So
I'm just glad you didn't get on here and cuss us out, bro, to be honest.
No, I gotta make my points because sometimes I just think she has a right to flaunt her success in my eyes because she's the first one to do it. But yeah, go buy her new single.
No, hey, with that, we out, bro.